Alright, welcome back. Now I am finally level 75, and at level 75 you unlock two new joint operation co-op maps that I will show you today. Now we will also have two new bosses that are in the new maps. Now let me quickly adjust the weapons. Okay, I should be ready. And let's go to the new co-op. It's called the Endgame. What a lovely name. Okay, hopefully I get a decent team. Teamwork is everything in the co-op in this game. Now I have to do a lot of leveling up on my weapons. They are mostly level 140, I believe. I think they are mostly level 140, only the pistols that I use are 150, because they are my most powerful weapon that I currently have. Okay, and well, just like that, the game started. So we have some new enemies over here, which is a pleasant surprise. This map reminds me all the story missions. Not really sure if I uploaded that. I think I didn't, so I will not spoil anything. But this map is from one of these missions that you can have in Miroria, which is the floating pyramid city. Well, I sure have some really good teammates. They are doing some phenomenal damage. I'm last by damage dealt, which is fine. I don't really mind that much. That means my job is to keep reviving the teammates in case they die. One thing that I'm good at in this game is staying alive. I rarely die in the co-ops. If I die, I usually die last. Not really sure how I managed to do that, but yeah, that's the case. Okay, into the elevator. This should bring us to the final area, I think. Okay, it's not the final area, it's this area. So far, the first, I would say the start of this joint operation is not that bad. Not that difficult, that's what I'm trying to say here. But of course, we have some really good teammates that do a lot of damage. And now on to the boss. Puppet Singer, that's how this boss is called. I've heard about the boss back when 2.0 was released. Now this boss is, I would say, it can be quite difficult. The boss has a lot of health, and surprisingly, this co-op only has one boss. Usually the joint operations have two bosses. The first one being the warm-up and the second one being the more difficult one, but it seems like this joint operation has only one boss. So I expect that this one boss has the difficulty of 2 bosses combined, so yeah. That's what I believe is about to happen here. Now I'm familiar with the attacks of this boss. However, we have 3 healers and 3 DPS on the team, so losing health is not going to be a big problem. And I also think if you want to have maximum possible damage on this, you should use the weapon that is recommended by the map. I think physical weapons have a increase in damage output, while the other map has a increase in elemental weapon damage, something like that. But unfortunately, I don't have any physical weapons leveled up. Okay, we had one of the teammates get knocked down. They're now back in action. And this is why I'm wondering, how am I still alive? I mean, it's obvious that my teammates here have much better equipment and much better weapons. But how do they die first, but not me? That's something I'm not really sure how it happens. I always expect to die first, but somehow I always die last. Very interesting thing. This boss is definitely a bit different from the previous bosses. It almost feels like Joint Operation 8, however with slightly more added tank to the boss. That's how the boss feels. And join Operation 8 is quite difficult. Had a couple really good rounds, and 1 point we all died while the boss had like 1% health left at the end. It's really difficult, but at the same time really fun. All depends on the team that you have. A good team will make anything happen. Boss now at 2 health bars. They also have shield. But they will not have shield for long, that's for sure. Still holding really well. all of the teammates are still alive. You know, if you are not doing the most damage, don't feel like you're not doing anything to the team. You can always try to stay alive and revive the fallen team members who actually do DPS. So even if you don't do most damage, you still have very good use in the team. Which is in my case, what happens most of the time. Most of the teammates usually have ridiculously high damage output, and they always have really good weapons and equipment. Perhaps I should also try to go and level up most of my weapons. That would mean that I would have to play the weapon co-op in order to obtain the materials to level up the weapons, to have multiple sets of weapons for the right moment, and that will take a while, honestly. I mostly focused on 3 or 4 of my main weapons that I mostly use. And there's going to be some new weapons coming out very soon as well. So I have a lot of farming to do, that's for sure. And the boss has been defeated. Nice. That wasn't that difficult, honestly. If I were to be honest, I expected this to be a lot more difficult, because this is, after all, a new co-op. And the rewards are nice. I will slowly level my character up to above level 75, and even above that I will go and try to go to level 80, which is going to be the next milestone. Okay, I have opened all the boxes, and that means time to go and exit this instance, and we can go to the next round. Okay, let's go to the next round. Now, I remember back when I started to run the co-op for the first time, when the game actually came out, it used to be quite difficult to complete them. It still kind of gets a little bit difficult at some points, but it's not as bad as it used to be, because now players are well equipped, they know how to play. And of course, they have some really nice weapons. Okay, let's start the second round. This time I have the temperature monitor just to see how hot this thing gets. This is the internal temperature, so it will show what's happening inside of this thing. So far, no issues with the performance. It's been running really smooth, really well. Definitely not going to complain about the frame rate in this game. Now, someone asked me, what's going to be the next device that I will buy? Well, I'm not really interested in the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 or 8 Gen 1 Plus. Not really that interested in 8 Gen 2, however, perhaps 8 Gen 2 Plus or 3 or 3 Plus in the future. I think when they are released, I think that my next device will have those chips inside. After all, Snapdragons have the best GPU inside of a mobile device. So far, this phone that I use runs really good, smooth. I don't complain about its performance even one bit. Okay, let's go to the final boss. It runs at a toasty 71-73 degrees Celsius. Nice. I love when the game has actual hardware acceleration, where the game, you know, actually takes advantage of the GPU, which unfortunately a lot of games don't do that on this platform. Or they run at default clock speed, you know, not even pushing the hardware to the point where it actually runs really well. I actually thought seriously about changing the drivers and overclocking this thing, but at the same time I thought to myself, well, if I do that, this thing already runs like 73, 74 degrees Celsius. If I overclock, that's going to be even warmer, but at the same time I use a very interesting way to cool the device down. At this moment as I record this, it's actually getting cooled down. It's getting cooled down quite nicely, so it doesn't overheat, although it might appear like the temperature is a little bit high. It is high, but nothing, you know, nothing too serious. It's the optimal working temperature for this device. It would be hot if it went above 80, 85, that's dangerous. But below that, it's fine, it's normal. I could overclock and, you know, reduce the voltage. That works really well, worked really well with the previous device. If I do that, that's going to reduce the heat and improve the performance. But do I really have to increase the performance of this device? It already runs so smooth. I'm not really experiencing any critical lag or anything like that. It works really smooth. Which, for those of you who don't know, I used to be involved in the custom ROM stuff a lot in the past. Most of my previous devices all were rooted and overclocked, and they were running really good, really smooth. It's one of the more legit ways to improve performance of your device. The Jesus Christ. Well, I'll be silent for a couple seconds because my throat ain't working really well lately, and my apologies if I sound weird and if I cough right now, because oh man, sometimes I lose my voice while recording. And when that happens, I usually have to take like a 20 or 30 minute break. No idea why it happens, but it does. and it's not good. It's not good at all. Water doesn't help. I tried most of things, and well, here we are. It started in 2019 and it got progressively worse in the last like 3 years. My voice even changed. A lot of people tell me that my voice changed a lot. I can kind of see and hear what they're talking about. They're true. They did say the truth. My voice did change in the last like 3 years. The boss is now at very low health over here. Well, very low health. Not actually, but almost there. Almost there. The boss is going to get yeeted very soon. Okay, last bit of health left on the boss. I think all the teammates did go down, but we were quickly to resurrect them. Again, teamwork. Teamwork is key to victory. That's a quote from World of Tanks, by the way. That quote is like 11 years old now. Which is true. Teamwork is key to victory. In a team-based game, of course. And in some other games that I play. Well, teammates. Okay, resurrected. The boss had just a little bit left. Just a little bit of health left on the boss. And victory. That was nice. That was a very solid run. That was indeed a very, very solid run. Let me open up the boxes. Okay. Nice and smooth. Well, this was the new boss and the new map. Next time when I return, I will go and I will show you the other map, and we will see what the next boss is, as well as the grace pace thing that's also been added with this update. So with that being said, stay safe and I'll see you next time.